Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome to SPTV. This is Love Connects, and I'm Jennifer Rose, and so happy to be here with all of you here today. I'm Myra. Good to see you. So happy everybody's here. I'm going to get a few hellos in, and then we'll go ahead and see what Spirit has for us, and we'll have a little chat, and we'll do a bunch of readings for all of you here today. So I'm super excited. Just a couple of quick announcements. If you could please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We would be so appreciative. Richard does all of this for the community for free for all of us. Hey, Paul, nice to see you. Thanks for coming on. And so if you could give the love back, we would so appreciate it. Also, we don't forget we have the SPTV app and we're on TikTok now. So those are some good things to check out as well. And Richard let me know that there's been a copycat page for SPTV. So just be mindful of that, that's not us. Unfortunately, there's some people who out there are not behaving as they should be. So just be mindful of that and that this is the one page that you want to be in. So thank you. Thank you. Hi, Courtney. Good to see you. How are you? And just another quick reminder, we do have a Zoom option. So if anyone wants to hop on the Zoom with me when we're doing a reading or answering a question, then we're more than welcome to do that. But we keep both of the live on Facebook and YouTube and over on Zoom. It's all running at the same time. So you're more than welcome to do either or. Hi, Kim. Thank you so much, Kim. Good to see you. How are you today? Love to know where everybody's from too. And if anybody has a question, if you want to do any Q&A, we can do that too. Thank you for sharing, Myra. So appreciated. But yeah, if anyone has a question or a little situation they want to like describe, feel free to put those in the comments as well. But we will be, after I just chat for just a little bit, then we will be giving messages. So I'm really excited about that. I can feel Spirit coming in nice and close, and they're getting all excited for all of you here too. Hi, Sheena. It's good to see you. I am well. Thank you. Hi, Kim. You're in Canada. Nice to see you. It's so fun being international. So really good to see you, Canada. I mean, Kim, see, that's the human me. Okay, my darling. Good to see you, Kim. Thanks for thanks for that. Jennifer, hello. Good to see you again, Jennifer. And Kelly from England. Nice to see you, Kelly. Good to have you here. Thank you all for being here too. I know, right? All right, Jesse. See, we have to have a few laughs, so I don't mind being human that we can have a few laughs. Too funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, Chelsea, hi. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming on today. Really happy to see you. And who else have we got here today? Terry. Hi, Terry. Richard, can you let us know what it's called so we can report it? Okay. And I will be doing readings in just a few minutes, so no worries about that. Terry was wanting to know what the cloned page is, so we could report it. Okay, so we don't know. Just know if it shows up as SPTV, it'll look a little bit different because it won't have as many followers and those kinds of things on there. And so you'll just be mindful. Usually, if you start looking at the posts, they're all on the same day, and there's something that goes wrong when you start scrolling down. So that's a good indication that you want to report it. And then just also check with all of the people who are on SPTV, because then you can get the right link to get to the right page as well. So just something to be mindful of. Hi, Ruby. Nice to see you. Hey, everybody, for joining on. Okay. Thank you, Kim. Okay. Looks like we're all kind of coming on now, so that's good. Sarah, hello. Nice to see you. And how are you today, darling? I hope you are doing well. It's evening for you, and it's 1 o'clock here over on the West Coast. So it's fun. All will be right with the world this weekend when the UK time changes again. It's been 7 hours instead of 8 for like almost 3 weeks. And we've had a hard time here in the US showing up on time to everything because everything is an hour later. But after next week, we'll be right with the world again. Us Americans are going to be really happy. Oh my goodness. Okay, everybody. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Kristen. Nice to see you. And Jacqueline. Nice to see you again, too. A lot of familiar names, a lot of familiar pictures. So really, really happy to see all of you. Okay, my angels, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'm just going to talk for just a few minutes. I don't want to go on too long because the spirit is wanting to give as many messages as possible to y'all. So, but let's see what we have to say here today of what they want to share. Okay. Okay, so it's a little similar. I just had my Sunday service last weekend, and we were talking a little bit about rebirth because we're going into this holiday week, which is a very sacred time for a lot of people, and it's very symbolic of the rebirth and the resurrection and the coming into the new and letting go of the former, releasing what was of the past. Um, and one thing that Spirit had brought forward to me, and hopefully they can, as eloquently as they did last week, bring it through me again here for all of you here today, is that when we are in this beautiful spiritual human consciousness, we are ever changing. And when I say ever changing, I mean ever changing. Literally, every time we shift into a mood or a different emotion or a different thought, we're always a slightly different version of us, yet we're still us. And Spirit reminds us that although it may feel this way sometimes when we're going through the bigger changes and transformation, it may feel like a part of us is going to be no more, like a part of us is dying. And but really what it really is just an unfolding or a blossoming of like a flower. So as we continue to evolve and grow into our spiritual awareness, the flower just keeps blossoming a little bit more and growing a little higher. Another little petal opens or another big petal opens. And so you're still you, but more of you. So in other words, you're becoming aware of more of you that has always been there and is always going to be there. You just didn't know it yet. And so this can help the mind to be relieved a little bit of that sort of feeling of, you know, what's happening to me or where am I going or I feel like I'm dying. And people are kind of going through that dark night of the soul or those, spiritual awakenings, which I know I'm sure a lot of you can relate to here today. And but it is just an illusion because we are just consistently transforming and shifting, and all the parts of us are always part of us and we never lose that. And that's why you can feel your own inner child and you still talking, still coming and saying hello, still wanting to feel joy and have adventure. Okay, because that little part of you is still inside of you. Okay, so just remembering that it's an unfolding and it's a blossoming of you, and that nothing of you is ever ceasing to exist. Okay, because it's all there in that space of the oneness, in that space of the infinite, in that space of the timeless. And it's such a beautiful thing. There's a lot of mystery to it that we don't fully understand and probably never will while we're in these bodies in these lifetimes, but that's okay. We can just have the knowing that we are part of the mystery. Hello, Shaz Fairy. I love the fairies. We can have fun knowing that we're part of the mystery and keep that inside of our hearts because that's what gives us faith. That's what helps us to have hope. That's what keeps us moving forward. Okay. So how can we relate this to on a more condensed level into our loving relationships with each other? Okay. I love the butterflies, Diane. Whether it's with a partner or whether it's with a family member or whether it's with a friend, you've got two people and then you've got groups of people that all form different units or different, almost like an organism. So you yourself are your own beautiful flower. And then when you join with another, you become a pair of flowers. But that flower now is also a new flower that's been born from the two. So it's kind of like 1 + 1 makes 2, which is 3. There you go. So you become a new flower and you have to get used to being you and being part of the new flower at the same time. And that's where growth comes in. That's where the expansion comes in. But there's also a learning curve that comes with that. So this is even the same when we have children. So if parents have children, they have to get to know each of their children differently because together you're forming a new flower. And then as a family, that's forming a new flower too. So we're part of this continuous garden that just keeps sprouting off more and more flowers and making this just beautiful tapestry of color. And it's fascinating and it's amazing. But we're constantly learning to shift and become more of who we are as ourselves, more of who we are as a pair, and more of who we are as a group. So this could be a family, this could be a group of friends, this could be a country, this could be the whole collective. And it's all connected. And it's fascinating and a bit mind-boggling to think of. I love the flowers, Julie. Thanks for bringing those forward. Fascinating and mind-boggling to think of, but it really can spark that feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm part of something so incredible. I'm part of something so big. I'm part of something so amazing. And it's just, it's fascinating to think about. And so hopefully that sparks a little bit of sparkle for all of you here today, just to even think about that. But remember, again, there's a learning curve that comes when we join together with another, right? We're getting used to being with that person, but it constantly changes because we're ever changing. So every time we grow a new little petal or a new little leaf, and then so does the group, so does the pair, grows a new petal and a new leaf. We have to become used to that. We have to learn and grow and evolve together, right? And so with that can come some confusion, with that can come some unknowing, with that can come questioning. But it's something that we're all capable of moving into and growing into and becoming if we can just set the intention to do so. Just set the knowing, the understanding that we are these ever changing, beautiful organisms, these flowers, these gardens that keep sprouting and growing. Okay. And I saw an interesting thing. I'm going to bring it into a little bit more of that practical sort of 3D way of looking at it too. I saw an interesting little bit of an interview when I was doing some research. And there was a gentleman that was interviewing a lady, and it had to do with children and how we teach our children. And so she was saying, I don't remember her name, but she was quite intelligent. I loved her view of things. And she was saying that instead of getting upset with our children for doing something wrong and then providing some consequence for it, what if we looked at it as what tool is missing here? What does this child need to learn so that they can change that behavior to be successful in life? And I just loved it because it was such a much kinder, gentler, more proactive way of working with kids. And when you think about that as adults, what are we all doing? We're all trying to heal the past from when we were kids, right? From things that we experienced, especially, back in older generations, the way we raised kids was a lot different, right? So the way we were raised is a lot different than say how we might raise our own children today, right? So really important. But we can fast forward that into our adult relationships as well. And instead of looking at each other for what has gone wrong or what they're doing wrong, we could look at each other as, okay, what tools do we need to learn together so that we can make the best flower that we can be? This makes sense. So having compassion, having empathy for each other. Now, a few weeks ago in one of the older shows, I asked, earlier in the year, I pointed out that we can shift our reality. We can shift things into a more positive version for ourselves and each other by focusing more on the positive, and you will get more of that. And so we do tend to be wired to see a lot of the negative in the world, in ourselves, in each other, right? But if we can make those conscious shifts, we can actually change the way we see reality. So this means when we have people in our lives, including ourselves, so your relationship with yourself, your relationship with each other, are we focusing more on what people are doing wrong for us or what is wrong with them? Or can we stop, move it over into what's gone right? What do we love about ourselves? What do we love about the other person? What do we love about the groups? Can we love the light of being in a person, even if the personality doesn't work for us? Can we do that And then we will see more of that, focusing more on that. So, how often do we take the time to say, hey, I really appreciate this about you? Um, what you did, yesterday really made me happy, or how you approached that was really special. How often do we remember to do that? And a lot of times we probably would say, oh my gosh, yes, I could probably do that more often, right? And then you will get more of that. So shifting into the positive, okay? And so it's the same thing when we have healing that we could do with each other, or if we're working and becoming these sort of new flowers with each other too, that we can remember that, to remember the things that we love, to remember the love, keeping in the heart center, right? And then also remembering that we are learning and growing together, right? And that takes communication, that takes patience, that takes love, and it takes a lot of courage. Okay. It takes a lot of courage to be able to do that, because no one wants to get hurt. And our minds are very protective of our heart. Our minds, oh, thank you for the compliment. Our minds are very protective of our hearts. Our minds want to keep us from, making a fool out of ourselves, or becoming too vulnerable, or becoming embarrassed, right? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, except it is a little bit what we want to say is fear based. So over time, let our heart and our minds kind of work together and build up that courage within you to be able to stay very love centered in a way that is nice and balanced for yourself and for your relationships with each other. So I'm hoping that's kind of helpful for you, and that's something like you can just kind of take those little tidbits. But we are in this beautiful week of transformation. We just had a full moon, and I know that probably brought up a lot of emotions for people, because we are made of water and we are connected to the cosmic, we are connected to the infinite. So this is a good time for us to just kind of be in this space together, where spirit has formed this beautiful container for all of us to be together, right? And we can just kind of feel the healing love that spirit's bringing, because I can feel it myself. So I know that they are here for everybody here who's on today too, and just kind of bringing that healing, really trying to bring some peace and some tranquility, and to remind you that nothing is ever lost. It's just more blossoming. You're just more becoming even more, becoming even more, becoming even more. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So enjoy being your special flower, and enjoy the garden that you are a part of. And I hope that makes you happy to hear. And I hope that your continuous rebirth is always bringing you into a more beautiful and positive light, because that is what it is meant to do. Even during the hard time, it is always meant to push you into a more positive light. So, my love, my beautiful angels, I will leave you with that. Thank you, Joanne. That's a really kind compliment. I appreciate you. And how about we get started with the messages? Does that sound good, everybody? And then just as a reminder, we do have the Zoom option. I think Richard will put that in the comments. If anyone wants to hop on the Zoom, we can do a reading together, or we can have a chat together. If anyone has any questions or situations, if Q&A is all happy, everything is love. So I'm happy to do that for you as well. And then we can also do readings for everybody too. And so I will go as I'm guided. And all I ask is that you just kind of stay with me in the comments to let me know that I'm on the right track. Does that sound good, everybody? Okay. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to be rolling through and seeing where I'm drawn, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I just want to thank you all for the love too, because I can feel your energy, and it's really, really special to me. My little heart is all happy. So thank you for that. Okay, Ruby, would it be okay if I come to you, Ruby? Just want to check in with you. I think it was just back one, Richard. Okay. I love it. So Ruby, if you're still there, can you just check in with me with a quick yes? Because I felt drawn to you. So I just wanted to make sure that I could give you a message and that you're good with that. So I just need to check in and make sure she's still here. Richard, I can't hear you. Are you still here, love? I know, but I need it. I know, but I need. Need to know if Ruby's still here. Yes, I still need you. God, we're we're having a little banter. Oh my gosh. Okay. I just need to know if Ruby. I need to know if Ruby's okay. Yeah. Yeah, she had the pink heart, so I just want to see if she's still here and if I could give her a message. Otherwise, there she is. Are you still here, love? Can I give you a message? Okay. If not, I can just hold off and I can just move on to somebody else and then come back to you, Ruby. I know I was drawn to you. Okay. All right. So, Richard, let's go ahead and just move forward. Then, if she comes back, I can come back to her. Does that sound good? Yeah. Okay. Okay. And Jennifer. Okay. Jennifer, is it okay if I come to you and give you a card, my love? How are you doing today? I do believe yes, Jennifer McCormick. Yeah. Is it okay if I give you a quick message, love? I'm pretty sure you're still here, so I'm just going to keep rolling with it just to keep things moving here too. Okay, beautiful. So I'm with the Healing Waters deck for you, and this is what I got. It's real pretty. It's called Water Codes, Ancient Wisdom, and the Intelligence Within You. So are we able to see that, Richard? Okay. So ancient wisdom and the intelligence within you. And as I'm tuning in for you, Jennifer, you've got beautiful Okay, Richard, how's that? Do we see it? I know on Zoom it's a little tricky to get the cards to show too. So, okay, Jennifer. So this said water code, ancient wisdom, and the intelligence is within you. Perfect. So I'm glad that you're open to receiving. So a beautiful from right reminder of spirit that even though, because I do see the yellow light around you, so that lets me know that you have been kind of actively seeking wisdom and guidance. You're here today, of course, too, but spirit reminding you that you have access to it on your own as well. So just that reminder to sit in the quiet, to go out in the nature, to do some grounding, to do some heart opening, and a lot of those answers will come for you on your own because you're very open and receptive and able to see that and to receive that for you too. I also know, Jennifer, that you have a beautiful sensitivity about you, and this sensitivity makes you very in touch with your emotional nature, hence the water, right? It makes you very in touch with your emotions. But I also know, Jennifer, that you're able to kind of feel the emotions of the people around you and be in tune with them too. They let me know that this can get a little bit confusing for you at times. So just let me know if it's making sense and this is resonating. But they let me know this is a bit confusing because you're not always quite sure if it's you or if it's them. That's okay. It's nothing to worry about. It's just something to be mindful. And over time, you will build that understanding and knowing. But it isn't necessarily important that you feel that you have to like block this out or block that out because you're part of the oneness, you're part of the beauty of being intuitive. So that's why we say, even if it's somebody else that you're feeling, it's nothing that's going to harm you. It's nothing that's going to hurt you. It just reminds you how intuitive you are. It reminds you how you're able to be in touch with another person, feel into them, and have that beautiful empathic experience with them. That sensitivity is the beautiful gift that you have. And I know it comes with some confusion, and sometimes you feel a little bit, you got the whirlwind going around you. That's okay. Just bring it back to center, do a little prayer, do a little bit of heart work too. There's the Heart Math Institute, and they just teach you to breathe with your mind and your heart. You get messages and guidance with yourself. Perfect. Yeah. So that's they're just validating then what you already know. So that was a beautiful and perfect card for you as well, too. And so sometimes it's good to get that little validation extra. Yeah, I know for me too, because me and people that I'm really close to, I can feel a lot of times what's going on with them. And I don't know it until later, until we have a discussion. And that's fine, but it's such a beautiful thing that you can have those experiences, that you can be so in tune with humanity in that beautiful way. And that also lets you know if you ever needed to give a message to somebody that you would be able to be the one to be able to do that. Kind of like, mother's intuition, for example, that would let the mom know they need to check on their child. So having that gift is something to just keep expanding and really embracing. So I just feeling like embracing is the word that they want to use because I do feel like they're showing to me, Jennifer, for you a very quick elevation. So I also want to say kind of like buckle up because I can see your intuition kind of taking a big leap. Sometimes it goes in little increments, just a little bit at a time. But for you, I'm feeling like there's going to be a big leap for you. By summertime, you're going to be going, whoa, look at that. So that's really awesome for you. And that's really, really exciting. And they're just also just giving you a very gentle suggestion just to kind of keep grounding the energy. So taking that time to go out in nature, or do physical things, do breathing, those kinds of things. And that will be very helpful for you too as you're going through this beautiful elevation of spirit for you too. I also am feeling like I've got a grandmother here for you, Jennifer, that just wants to say thank you, because you have been doing a lot. What I want to say is for other people, for friends and for families, kind of pulling the weight or taking a little bit of the extra load for other people. And so I've got grandmother coming in. She wanted to put a crown on you and just say thank you for all that you're doing. Your partner visits you in your dreams. That's so special. I'm so happy for you too. And you know, Jen, what's beautiful is even if people that we love have passed on, you can still have that love with them, you know, in your dreams or energetically with their spiritual side of them too. They can still come and bring that love, and you can have that beautiful, loving connection with you too. So that's something also to embrace. A lot of people don't realize that they can still have that with their partners in spirit too, but it's something definitely to embrace and to know about yourself too. I want to give you a heart. I also want to give you from your beautiful grandmother some red roses for you. It's just a symbol of her love. But I do feel a big thank you from Spirit World for you, thanking you for kind of pulling the extra weight. And they let me know you're kind of doing a little bit of this like phew, but you're kind of thinking like, oh my gosh, more elevation. Life is one little bunch. They're saying, yeah, we know we've got you. Yeah, we know we've got you. So I'm so happy about your dream visitations. That's a beautiful, beautiful gift. So, okay, Jennifer, I'm going to leave you with that. And I hope that was helpful for you. And I'm giving you my hugs and kisses virtually. So thanks for being here today. Really, really appreciate you. So, okay. Okay, Karen, we've got Karen over on Zoom. Come on in, Karen. So everybody hang in there over on Facebook and YouTube. You're still with us. We just have a three-way connection between Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom here. Okay, so we're just waiting for Karen to get connected. Yes, I do believe Samantha that there is a meeting passcode. So Richard's putting that in the comments for you guys or in the chat. So you guys should be able to see it. So we're just getting, okay, Karen's in. Okay. Do you want me to go ahead with a different message and then we'll come back to Karen and then let me, okay. And then let me know if Ruby shows up too, because I didn't want to leave her hanging, you know. Okay. Cindy, I'm going to come to you. Let's come to Cindy real quick while Karen is getting connected with her audio, because I know Zoom is a little bit tricky sometimes too. So Cindy, how are you today? I would love to work with you. So just give me a quick old yes and let me know that that works for you too. Um, Cindy Woodside. Yeah, Cindy Woodside over on Facebook. I would love to work with you. Okay, perfect. So how are you doing today, love? Are you doing well? I'm really happy to meet with you. I'm pulling the fairy cards for you. I hope that's okay. Because I do feeling like they're wanting to bring you what I want to say is some inspiration, and they're wanting to bring you some creative magic, and they're wanting to bring you some like upliftment that can kind of make you giggle and feel happy. So that's what the fairies like to do too. The beautiful thing is the first card they have for you is higher consciousness. So reminding you that which I do know you already know, but reminding you that you are part of the, what I want to say is one great mind, one great spirit, and that one great spirit channels itself through you as you. So just to remind you that if you're ever feeling like a little person in a big world, look out at that big sky out there when you go outdoors at night and tired and stressed. Well, let's make it better. That's why the fairies came, and to make you less stressed. See, they wanted to make you happy. So reminding you, love, that you're part of this higher consciousness. And when you go outside at night and you look at the stars and you see how big everything is, you are that. You're not the little one in the big world, you're the whole big world. And that's pretty exciting. I know it's been a really busy time for everybody. We've been in pretty like rapid evolution in these last few years, especially. And so I do know, I can tell that you've got a lot going on. I can tell they're showing me with the fairies, they're showing me as if you've got this big stove in front of you and there's a pot on every burner and you're really trying hard to like stir them all at the same time. That's a lot. I got it. But they're just reminding you, you got this one step at a time. I'm also hearing them recommend for you, Cindy, just to prioritize, to kind of make a map of everything that you've got going on and what you need to do, break it into smaller chunks and and see how you can prioritize like what you have to do to help kind of keep it organized. And I'm saying this is going to help you with that too. So kind of make a list of all of the different things you have to do and the goals. What can we take off our plate, save till later? What's the most important thing? And we break that down into smaller chunks so that it becomes an easier way of doing things. Perfect. Yep, that's the well, the fairies know they do. So they're trying to bring that happiness too. So I just want to invite you to do if you could find some time to kind of refill yourself a little bit. And again, I know you have a lot to do, but you are the most important person in that equation. So buy yourself some flowers, do something, watch a fun show on TV, go get yourself like a treat, get your nails done. It will be worth it because it actually will replenish you and sort of refill the bucket so you have more to give. So it's worth taking that time for yourself because you are the most important thing to you. You've got to keep you running so that you can do everything else. And then just remember to just kind of put it, maybe put it on paper and make a little map of kind of like everything that's going on. And then you can kind of organize it a little bit better. So I know your mind has kind of been on overtime, but you can give that a little bit of a rest. Even 5 minutes outside, listening to some soft music can help to just kind of like calm the nervous system down, and that helps you to keep moving forward. Okay, Cindy, lists are good. Helps keep you on track. Perfect. I'm also getting the next card for you from the fairies, which is follow your dreams. So hard to put you first, not something I'm used to, though I will. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. I'm getting used to it too. So it's okay. We're in this journey together, you and I, and the rest of us too. So follow your dreams is the next card they want to give you, Cindy. So just something to keep in mind also that even though you have a lot of expectations and responsibilities and priorities that you have to attend to, there's also you and your spirit. And what are you reaching for? What are you striving for? Where do you want to go into the future? And just something to think about that. And that will start to kind of put some momentum and some manifestation in for you. And then ask spirit to help kind of clear the way and make a clearer path for you so that you can move into that space because you're very connected. They're showing me your crown chakra here is just being really open. And you're kind of like, I'm open to receiving, give it to me, spirit. And they're like, okay, we've got you. We've got you. So they're letting you know that you're not alone. Okay. And I know it is hard to put you first, but again, you are the number one person for you. And so that's practice, right? That's just practice. But when you do that, when you take that time for yourself to do nice things for you, you give other people permission to do the same because you would probably give that same advice to somebody else. But sometimes it's hard to take that advice for yourself as well, right? You give other people permission. And then it also gives you a beautiful presence about you, and then people can really respond to that and appreciate it, right? So you'll get more respect from that as well by doing that too. And if people don't understand why you're putting yourself first, they will, and it's okay. Just stay through the course. Just stay for the course. Sometimes spirit can throws us little challenges, just to challenge us to staying that on that sort of like faithful path, and they can throw a little bit of like you know um, tricky things on our path just to challenge us to see like how much we can like sort through it and stay focused. Um, but I don't feel like that's something you really need to worry too much about. Just say, the more I can take care of me, the more I can take care of everybody else, and just like stay in that grounded presence. So I hope that's helpful for you. But you've got a lot of cheerleaders up there in spirit world, all of your loved ones and your helpers and your angels and your fairies, of course, are really, really cheering you on because I know this is a really special year for you. You have a beautiful way of sort of magnetizing people to you as well with your presence. So I know people come up to you, they like to tell you their story, they like to come to you for advice. And this can get a little bit like you get tired sometimes. And so I totally get that, but it is a special gift that you have too, with this beautiful magnetic effect that you have. So it's a really special year from you. You've done a really, really great job because I can just hear them just kind of applying you. So, okay. So I'm going to leave you with that, Cindy, and I hope that's helpful for you. So thank you. And thanks for giving me that feedback. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you too. So hugs and kisses virtually. Thank you, Cindy. Okay, Richard, is Karen good to go? We're on Zoom. Okay, I do see. Okay, okay, I do see some messages from her. Let me see here. Where's my glasses? Oh, I don't know where my glasses went. I know. I'm like, are they on my head? I don't know where I put them. Okay, I've got another pair here. Okay, she says, yeah, I don't, yeah, I know she's there, but her camera and her audio is off. Okay, 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 perfect. Let's let Samantha in. Perfect. Hi, Samantha. Let you get connected to your audio. Okay, Samantha, can you unmute, beautiful? Hi, how are you? Okay, there we go. Okay, we've got all connected. So Richard has to get us connected. I am doing great. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. How can I help you today, love?
I just recently separated from my husband that I was with for 12 years, and I just wanted to know if he'll be coming back or if I have anything to look forward to anytime soon. That's about all.
Okay. Okay, I'm really sorry that you're having to go through that because I know that's a really difficult kind of, I want to say, is like life-changing experience for you, especially after 12 years.
Yes,
Because it's a getting used to a whole new way of living again too. So if it's okay, what I might offer you, because I'm getting a lot of chills for you as spirits coming in for you, is letting you know that this is a very special time for you. Then this is something that you can lean into as well. Even though it's a little bit scary to kind of feel like you're on your own again and not knowing what the future holds.
yes,
But to kind of stay present and grounded in the moment. And this is a special moment for you to kind of like lean into it and see like what is happening on a bigger level within my soul. Does that make sense for you?
yes, yes,
Okay. Because what I am getting for you from spirit for you is that this is a time for you to kind of like do like we were talking about earlier, kind of like a rebirthing of yourself, period. And so the focus is going to be less on the future. We do want to keep some focus on the future because your goal right now, right, is to have reunification, right? In order to get that reuniting that you're wanting, one thing that will really help is to bring some focus back into you. Okay, so bring some focus back into you in that self reflection, that self introspection. Does that make sense too?
yes,
And in a very compassionate and loving way. That's the most important thing because what they're showing is that a lot of times we can sit there and like look at everything, you know, what did I do wrong? What did they do wrong? What went wrong? And then you get very much into the mind, and the mind can't figure it all out and wants to have all of the answers. And you're not always meant to have them all in the moment. Does that make sense? And
yes,
that's where we want to kind of ground it back down into your body a little bit so that you can keep that present. And that's what's going to help the the answers come to you faster. That makes sense too.
yes,
I do still feel a lot of love in between the two of you too. So this feels really good. It feels to me like there's communication issues. So if you two have different ways of communicating, and there again is that skill set that we talked about in the beginning. If you were in the beginning of the show, is learning those skill sets of how we can talk to each other in a
mhm.
way that helps us to grow together as a unit. Does this make sense too?
Oh, yes,
Also, from a soul level, as they're saying, is that you're on your journey and he is on his too. So you have a journey of togetherness, but you're still your own flowers too. So you're meant to be learning some things from this process, from this period of time. And so is he. So you're learning more about yourselves and growing more into you. Does that make sense too?
yes,
But I
yes,
definitely can feel the love and I can definitely feel the light in between. I do feel your beautiful souls of the two of you know each other very well. I know that when you two met, I've got chills with this too. I know that when you two met, it felt like, I feel like we've known each other already. I feel like I already know you. Does this make sense for you?
yes,
Yeah. And so that knowing means that there's always going to be that beautiful soul connection that the two of you have. So that's really important. I do see a lot of lilies blooming for you and know that lilies is that kind of symbol of the springtime of the Easter season and so forth, where we're having that blossoming and that rebirthing. But I am hearing, give it some time. That's what I'm hearing is
Okay.
give it some time, and you will know the path that you're going to go on. Right now, Samantha, they show me like you're kind of like a little bit like deer in headlights when it comes to like what's going to be right in front of you and what's supposed to happen. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, very
Yeah.
much. Yes.
Yeah. Right. And so they're trying to bring you some like peace and comfort and reassurance with that too, that everything will like be okay and unfold. What I'm seeing with your partner, and I'm careful because I don't like to move into other people's energies that aren't here. But what I can see with him is that there's stress over on that side too. So he's got his stress and you've got yours. And so that's why it's important to take some healing time. Does that make sense for you to take some
Yeah.
healing time? But
Yes.
there's definitely room for learning how to communicate with each other more. Would you understand too that it feels as if you are the person who's kind of trying to make the resolutions happen more, and there's a little bit of him more pulling away? Because that's kind of
Yes.
feeling how I'm feeling it to be energetically. Does that make sense for you? You've got
Yes.
him kind of pulling away. So he's got a need for to have some space right now. And the more you can kind of like allow yourself to have some space too, it just kind of calms things down and soothes things. Does that make sense? Right. And
Okay.
I know for
Yes.
you, what you would probably like is for him to be able to uh, give you some more consistency so that you can relax into your own nervous system. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And so, um, but you're the one who's here. So what you can do for you is because it having even one person being willing to kind of make an effort can make a big difference, is just to kind of allow yourself to be in your own energy, find some other things that you can focus on, especially for you. So what can you do to fill yourself up right now? And this is how you can shift things. Okay. Does that make sense too? Now, I'm
Yes.
not sure if you were on the show we did several weeks ago, but you can do little things for yourself and for the other person, just like, a little prayer or plant a little flower, just of starting something new, of having that rebirth. Or if you know of something that is important to your partner that you've separated from, what's important to him is that you can find a way to do something with that on the side. He doesn't even have to know about it or be aware of it, but it's just a way of shifting the energy. Does that make
Okay.
sense too?
Yes.
But number one is take care of you right now. And I do also feel like having support system is very helpful. So people that you can talk to that can kind of be there for you, because it is a really big life change, especially after so many years. It can feel like a death. I remember we were talking about earlier, and they're saying nothing ever really dies. It just keeps transforming and blossoming. So you are going to be blossoming into something special. So there's so much beauty. They say so much beauty for her, so much beauty for her that's coming forward. And so you are going to come into a place where you're going to be like, okay, like I see where all this was going. I see that. I see it now. I understand why everything happened the way it did. I got a lot of chills with that. So that's what I'm feeling like the most important thing that Samantha, is you got this huge amount of beauty coming in for you too. I also want to say, as I'm pulling in the love cards for you too, is there's talk about forgiveness, right? And this doesn't have to happen all at once. This can happen incrementally. But what it does is it helps you to kind of like come back into your own power, if that makes sense. So understanding that things that happened in the past, they do need to be worked through. They do need to be understood. You can't completely let go of something if you haven't fully understood it and kind of processed it. Does that make sense? And I know that you are that way, right? But that
Yes.
can help us to forgive, but also remembering that that with any kind of relationship, even if it's not a partnership, but a family relationship or a friend or with kids and things like that, is it's that whatever has happened in their life, separate from you, affects you and your partnership. Does that make sense? So that's where we can have some forgiveness, empathy, and compassion, knowing that that person is kind of doing the best that they can with the tools that they have. Same with you, right? So having that love and that forgiveness, and then forgiving yourself for like anything that you didn't know how to do better in the moment. Does that make sense? And that helps to like take that kind of like personal responsibility back. But it's very, very empowering. And when you do that, you don't feel like, oh my God, the world's caving around me. You can just kind of keep moving forward. Does that make sense? It helps with that
Yes,
too. But there's a lot of beauty coming for you. That's the most important message that they keep saying. There's so much beauty coming for you. And I'm hearing that song from Journey, Don't Stop Believing, for you too. They're giving you that song. So they're really trying to give you like that motivation to like just keep moving forward. I also want to give you an amethyst crystal. I don't always get crystals for people, but they're giving me an amethyst crystal as something you might want to tune into just to kind of remember your power. Does that make sense? You're a bit like
yes,
Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz right now, and reminding yourself that you've had this kind of power all along, but it's just a journey that you're on. It's just a journey. You're part of this beautiful unfolding of a story, but you and your partner do have a lovely soul connection. So that will always be. So that's really quite a beautiful thing to hold on to. Anything else?
that's
To,
all. Thank you so much.
okay. All right. Thanks, Samantha, for allowing me to work with you. I hope that wasn't too much, but that's kind of like Spirit wanted to kind of give you something that you can kind of hold on. You work, and you can come back and listen to this later and just take whatever resonates for you. Does that sound good?
Yes, it sounds good. Thank you so much. I
Okay.
appreciate
All
it.
right. Big hugs to you,
Thank
sweetheart.
you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Richard, is Karen back, or should we go back over to um, Facebook and okay, we lost her. Okay. All right. And just checking in, did Ruby ever come back in, or I'm just gonna keep moving forward? Okay. 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 All right. Sending love out to Ruby. So okay. At least she knows she's loved by spirit. Okay. All right. Let me just see where I'm guided and we'll keep going forward. Oh my goodness. Okay. And thank you, Nicole. That was very kind of you. I appreciate that. And we're almost there. Yes, Serena, you can, darling. Okay, so let's go back to Serena. And I'm going to pull the energy spirit cards for you. How are you doing? So just let me know you're still here, beautiful. Yeah, quick yes, hello. And I'm going to pull a card for you. Okay. Okay, Serena, my love, do you understand there's been a lot of change for you, like a lot of inner and outer transformation? Because that's kind of what I'm feeling for you that's coming forward. So I just want to kind of check in with you and see if that makes sense for you. I'm feeling like a really great deal of inner and outer transformation. So let me know if this is making sense for you. Just want to check in with you because that's kind of what I'm feeling. Hey, yes, you're welcome, darling, too. Okay. Okay, beautiful. So I've got one card for you here, and then I'm gonna pull another one too. So Serena, are you understanding the inner and outer transformation? And then I've got your cards for you. Yes, that's true. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was seeing for you. So I can tell it's been really intense. So good on you. You're here and you're still standing. You get that Elton John song, I'm Still Standing. That's always one of my favorites when I'm going through all that transformations. Like, oh my gosh. So here's what I'm getting for you, darling, just to give you a little bit of insight to help you kind of feel like you can kind of like relax in your nervous system a little bit with everything that's going on. And I do know you have a very sensitive nervous system, so that is something that's important for you to maintain and stay in your grounding as much as you can. So do that, like all of that self-care, taking care of your good health, taking care of your grounding. And I'm feeling like you're telling me that breathing is really important for you as well. And just reminding you that when you're in this like deep cocoon thing and you're going through all of the kind of like dark night of the soul type of things, there's a lot of illusion that's going through with that too. So don't believe the stories that are playing out. Just know that they're there to teach you something. That's the only purpose, is to teach you something so you have more compassion for humanity and yourself and your understanding of yourself as spirit. So I know this is very important for me to tell you, Serena. And I know that there's other people that are watching and listening that need to hear this as well. So I'm glad this makes sense. So they're giving me planetary wave. And so this is also one of the things that you're feeling, is you're feeling the collective consciousness right now because you are so open channeled and sensitive. And so it's a soul mission, trust the inner call, and soul team. So that makes perfect sense. Here, I'm going to put that up here. That makes perfect sense for you of why you're having to go through all of this transformation, is because you do have your soul mission, you do have your calling, but you also have all of that support around you and with you and for you as well. Stay steadfast on your path. And also remember the path is just unfolding for you as you go along. It's not like you have to go find it. It's coming there and it's literally unfolding for you as you go along, because we are to understand Serena multidimensional, and this reality is not nearly as physical as it makes itself out to be. So as you go through channeling your perception of your reality, the path just keeps showing up for you and keeps unfolding too. The next card I've got for you is the Pearl. So also perfect for you, Serena, alchemy, but reward at the end from grit to grace. So you really are coming back into that now. And so this transformation is not forever. And I do feel like it's starting to, what I want to say is dissipate. But just remember, you are becoming the pearl, and it's really quite beautiful and it's really quite graceful. And you have such a beautiful, pure heart. Oh my gosh, I can feel it. You have such a beautiful heart. And, just remember that. Just remember that. Yeah, I'm glad that that's resonating for you too. And then one more thing here too. Yeah, I've got to find, there it is. Okay, beautiful. This is from the true love deck. Yeah, the sacred woman. So you're also coming into what your divine feminine as well. So you're really trying to understand your own self as a woman and your feminine, and you're trying to learn how to balance the masculine within you and the feminine too. And so also understand that when we're very much in the mind, we get very much into the masculine. And so that's when it takes time to like ground that and be able to quiet the mind down so that you can fall back into your feminine and feel, that more relaxed kind of receptivity mode too. Unfortunately, in culture, because we are so engaged and sort of like raised from the beginning to kind of always be in the doing, always be in the thinking, always being in the achieving, always being in the producing, the feminine in both the men and the women can get lost a little bit too. And then that's where a lot of like conflict happens between men and women, the masculine and the feminine too, because we're all trying to like find that balance, but we're all so much in our heads. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just finding the balance of like the heart and the mind together and bringing it together. Over in Heart Math Institute, again, they teach that kind of gentle breathing where you just connect with your heart space, and it helps the mind and the heart to come into balance and synchronicity together. So if you were to put you up to an EKG or an EEG, it would flow together like that. So it's getting the synchronization happening for you too. And you're actually quite good at that because you have learned to understand your nervous system pretty well, Serena. So I'm really, really quite proud of you for this. And they bring in a lot of healing for you too, and reminding you that you also are a healer and being brought to your hands. So I know that you do love to help people. You love to give healing to people. You love to care for others too, right? And that's part of why you're going through so much that inner and outer transformation, Serena, is so that you can be that beautiful channel of healing for others and humanity. And they also remind you just to keep focused on yourself too. Keep doing all of that self-care for you, and all will fall into place. They gave me the number 888 for you as well. So just something to hold on to, that 888. You may see it on a license plate or on a sign somewhere or on a page somewhere. So hold on to the 888. I also want to give you Archangel Gabriel for you as well. And I also, in addition to the pearl, I want to give you a citrine as well. So those are all things that you can use as tools or just as little symbols or signs from spirit. I also need to let you know that you have a beautiful connection with the angels that I have to bring forward for you too. And they're wanting to validate that some of these little signs and things that you're hearing and seeing and knowing are validation of your connection with them. So I hope that's helpful for you, Serena. I hope that helps you to just kind of keep moving forward. But they do show me that that sort of cloud kind of like starting to dissipate. And just remember, you haven't fallen. They're just pushing you higher up the ladder. You're doing really, really well. So I got to give you applause for that too. Don't forget that Elton John song, I'm Still Standing, will make you dance. Okay, my darling, I'm hoping that's helpful for you. And I'm going to give you hugs and kisses. And then I'm going to go ahead and move forward. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Okay, Richard. Okay, really quick commercial break and we'll be back in just a minute. Thanks, everybody.
Help Spiritual Psychics TV grow our TikTok channel. Connect with us at SPTV UK. We're on a journey to reach our next milestone, and we need your help. Follow us today and support us going live. Imagine getting personalised readings, discovering your card of the day, and so much more. Don't miss out on the opportunity to explore new adventures with us. Follow, engage, and transform. Join our growing community at Spiritual Psychics TV with @SPTV UK on TikTok.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
Our midweek mediumship readings start from 6 p.m. tomorrow with David Hale.
Tomorrow night from 8 p.m, our popular show, Live with Spirit, offers the opportunity for different readers each week to demonstrate their psychic and mediumship abilities.
And welcome back to SPTV. Thanks for waiting. Good to see y'all back here again. And a big congratulations to Serena, who we were just talking to on your pregnancy. You're almost there, and I'm so happy you're still standing, girl. So I'll give you a big old hug, and I wish you all the best with that too. What a beautiful, beautiful year this is going to be for you indeed. So wanted to give you a congratulations, and then we're going to go ahead and see if we can do some more messages for you as well. So let's see who we've got going to. Okay. All right. So let me see here. Almost there. And Cheryl. Can I please come to Cheryl Johnson? Cheryl, how are you? You still there, love? Just give me a quick hello so that I know what I. Okay. So Cheryl, I'm going to work with you, love, and very nice to see you. So because I know that you're still here, and I hope you're having an okay day. Cheryl, do you understand you have a connection with the animals? Because I'm getting kind of like this sort of spirit animal of a wolf for you too. So there either is a connection with that animal for you too, or it's kind of the symbolic nature of what I want to say is the freedom of being kind of outdoors and the freedom of spirit within you that you're working into knowing more of yourself. Does that make sense, Cheryl? So give me a quick little something in the chat box to let me know, but I'm definitely feeling this kind of like wolf spirit animal that's coming in for you too. And so it's kind of like the wild and free sort of symbolism that I want to give to you too. But I also want to remind you too that as the wolf comes in for you too, that wolves are pack animals. And so even with their wildness and freedomness, you love the outdoors perfect. Even with their wildness and their freedomness, which I know is not proper grammar, but work with me. There is a strong need for connection. So because wolves actually don't survive if they're by themselves, they need to have start families. So they leave their pack to go start families. Otherwise, they'll go back home or they'll find another pack to go into. So just as a reminder too, that we need to keep maintaining the connection with others and keeping the roots when it comes to either our friendships or our families with us too. I do feel like you already know this too, but it's always a good reminder. And oh, there's my other glasses. I think they really just disappeared and reappeared because spirit will do that just for fun. And of course, I get ancestors card for you, historical connections and purposes. So your connection to your family lineage and your ancestry is something that does feel to have some importance for you as well to help you kind of understand you in your know thyself journey, Cheryl. Because for you, your know thyself journey is all about love, and it's how you have learned to understand love within your lifespan and with your different things that you've gone through in life. But there's been some questioning as I'm being shown from spirit, some sort of questioning as to the why certain things have happened within like the family system. And what they let you know is those answers will come over time, um, kind of in little bits, kind of like a little puzzle that's coming in, little puzzle pieces coming in. But the important thing is you've maintained a lovely heart connection, and you have a heart connection that comes in with your communication. And so for you, Cheryl, and let me know if this is resonating, my darling, communication is very vital and important for you too. And that's helping you to know you, and that's helping you to, what I want to say is expand the family dynamic into something that is what I want to say is better, more evolved, more healed, more vibrant, kind of letting go of that which isn't really serving sort of kind of like where we are in our collective evolution right now. And you're helping to kind of like turn the light on and make it brighter within the family dynamic. Does that make sense? I feel that a lot of people do kind of revolve around you. And I know they're showing me that you've had to kind of take a little step back from some people here and there just because it's not serving you in the moment. And they're saying that's okay. Just, send the love as you always do, send the love and the healing as you always do. Cheryl, I get the numbers 1111 for you. I also want to give you, I'm not sure how this connects, but it's 741. Okay, I'm happy that makes sense for you. I need to give you the number 741. I'm not sure how that connects, if that's just a time that you're going to see on the clock that's going to remind you of something, or if it corresponds to some other date or important event. But just take the number 741, and then also take please the 1111s for you as well. I do feel like I need to give you Archangel Michael coming in for you too, just to let you know that you are protected. And Spirit always reminds us that we actually don't need protection as long as we remember that we are divine spirit. When you have that knowing and you develop that, it helps you to realize more of who you are. It's kind of like when Dorothy comes at the end with her red shoes, and her guide Glinda, the good witch, says, you've had that power all along. But Archangel Michael comes in to help you while you're on that journey of remembering your own empowerment, if that makes sense. So they come to help along the way while we are finding that out for ourselves too. But you're really, really powerful soul and individual, and you have really strong shoulders. And they show me you've had to carry a lot of weight on those shoulders, but you've done it masterfully. So understand that you are a spirit, you are a soul, and you've really done this quite masterfully, Cheryl. The spirit is really, really, really proud of you. So I want to give you that too. I know that there's love in your life, and there's longing for more love and more connection. And they're just letting you know that they have you and that they're holding you too. I know this is to be very important. I do feel family members coming in, and I do feel like as if they've been really around you quite a lot lately. It's the transformational time for you, Cheryl, and you've kind of been asking for help, and you've been asking for clarity. And so I do see a lot of loved ones coming in around you and helping to give you that clarity. And all it takes is just a little breath, a little softness for yourself, a little piece of stillness. And then that's going to show up for you a lot better, because they just want you to know the answers are coming too. Okay, here. Okay. And then the next card I'm giving you, and it is 11, it's called Emotional Desert. And this really is about taking that time for some solitude. And that's good because it just gives you a chance to kind of like reset or reboot, if that makes sense too. So that is where new things are going to be showing up for you, and more light's going to be kind of coming in to illuminate that which you don't currently understand, but you're getting there. And that your space in the outdoors is really, really healthy and beneficial for you as well. So I want to make sure that I just validate that for you as well. Okay. Let me see. No, that's not the right one. Okay, perfect. And then the last card I'm going to give you to go with Archangel Michael. I've got one more for you, darling. You always feel the love from spirits. Yeah, absolutely. This is also Archangel Raziel. It's number 10, wisdom, inspiration, and Akashic records. So that goes very well with what we were talking about with the ancestry coming in, with just taking that time in the silence and out in nature to get those answers, because you're very capable of receiving them. So this is really super beautiful card for you too. So I'm so happy that this one showed up for you too. So the angels are on your side, my darling, as well as your loved one. And you really have such a beautiful, beautiful soul. You're very, very powerful. So let me just keep reminding you of that you're very, very powerful. And so I'm going to leave you with that. And I hope that was helpful for you today, Cheryl. So thank you. Hugs and kisses virtually. Take good care of yourself, my darling. Okay. Okay. Get ready to get them rolling. Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you all for being here too, and I appreciate all of the love that you guys are giving each other in the comments too. That you're also being really supportive of one another, because I know a lot of times we show up here and we're not always, having the best day. So I just want to thank you all for just kind of like the love and support that you're giving each other. So Mara Padilla, can I come to you, beautiful? So thanks for being here today too. I'm going to pull the Healing Waters cards for you too. How are you doing, love? Good to see you. I know you've been on before. So it's really, really happy to see you. Okay, beautiful. More, and I apologize if I'm not quite saying your name right. So just know I'm trying my best too. But what I'm getting for you right now is there's really a strong need for you to be in your creative flow. There is this like urge and this desire for you to really to be able to do creative inspiration, whether this is art or music or writing or just building something. This feels to be very important for you to kind of move into right now. I'm feeling very much what I want to say is a lot of solar energy. So sort of a need to sort of be outdoors and have a little bit of that sunshine to come and give you some of that like spiritual solar energy and inspiration for you too. And I know we just got out of this beautiful full moon. And I do feel like that just kind of like activated more of that like creative spirit within you too. And so now there's a need just to kind of complement with that, some of that solar energy for you too. That's what they're showing me for you too. Do you like to paint or draw or work with color, Mara? Because I do feel like I have this for you, or if you've done any automatic writing, because I'm just feeling this really strong kind of push through you from your soul, that this is kind of an important part that we need to just be aware of right now, if that makes sense too. I'm getting the month of like August, September as another kind of shift for you in your what I want to say is your journey in August, September, that feels to be really important for you too. And I feel like this week too, more illumination coming. This is a very special time of year, sort of spiritually and energetically, as we've just had this full moon, and so many people are really focused on what I want to say is the spirit right now. So people from all faiths and religions are very focused on the spirit right now too. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Maura. And so you can harness that energy for yourself, for that creative impulse and that flow within you too, because this is a good time to do it, because the whole world is kind of focused in the same spiritual energy, even if we're from different places and different backgrounds and so forth too. So you can harness that solar energy. That just feels to be really, really important too. You have a lot of this beautiful Venus love goddess part of you too, that I just want to what I want to say is give notice to as well. And that is part of that creative impulse too. So your desire to love the world, your desire to love people, your desire to love animals, your desire to love the trees and the birds, that is a flow that is within you, like an ever-changing river that just keeps flowing, but is always kind of moving in different directions. So you really love to expand your heart in many, many different ways. So I know I'm channeling a little bit for you in this way, but that is how the flow is coming in for you as well too. So you have a lot of beautiful like spiritual inspiration that just keeps reminding you that you are this ever-changing river of beauty and hope and love that radiates out to the world. So I know this to be very important for you too. I also need to let you know to stay focused on the North Star in times of confusion. So just know the North Star is always guiding you, but you are that star. So I know this to be very important for you as well. So I hope this is helpful for you, because that's really what they're wanting to flow on, is your love and creativity merging together, and then what you're putting out into the world, and to keep that hope and faith within yourself. I know that's to be very important for you too. I also want to give you a lot of red and red flowers. So that's where the passion kind of comes into. So perhaps think about getting yourself some like red flowers from the store as a little gift to yourself, or working with that color. Perhaps you want to wear some red, like a red shirt or a red shawl or something like that. Because something about that passion kind of moving in with you too is really, really good job. You've made so many strides. What I want to say is, in the last like 20 years of your life, you've went through a huge amount of change. You've climbed many, many mountains. You've done a really, really beautiful job. So I feel like it's a really important thing to tell you. They are reminding me, it does feel as if there's somebody who's a smoker around you too, and they're just saying this person could perhaps cut back or be a little bit mindful. Not a doctor, I don't diagnose, but this just showed up, so I just want to give it to you. That I do feel there's just a spirit person for the person who's smoking that you know in your life, that's saying, hey, we love you. We'd love you to take a little bit better care of yourself. So I'm just going to pass that message along from spirit, but again, not a doctor, not diagnosing. So I hope that's helpful for you too. Last thing for you, Mara, beautiful lady, is you have a beautiful, lovely inner child spirit, and give her some attention too, if I may ask. So go ahead and play with the fairies. Okay. So I hope that's helpful for you. Thank you for being here today. And I so appreciate you. So I hope that's helpful for you. So thanks very much. And also just keep letting the music, keep staying in with the music, because your life is a song, and they're just saying, keep that song, keep singing your song. So I will leave you with that. So thank you. Hugs and kisses virtually. And okay. And if it doesn't come from love, you don't want it. There you go. You love it. I'm the same as you, girlfriend. So there we go. Yes, Richard? Yes, we're feeling the love. We absolutely are. We are feeling the love. Okay. It really is the only way to go. I mean, it's all there is in the end. But we really move into so many different perspectives and perceptions, and that's all fine and good. That's part of the creative flow of the universe that we're all part of too. But we have to keep bringing it home to the heart, because love is really the director of the show of life, if you want to say. And so as long as we take some reverence to love, give some respect to the love that we are all part of, that really is the driving force of everything, even if we don't understand it. If we hold on to that, it will take you where you need to go. So really, really beautiful. So, okay. I do give private readings, Jennifer. You can just fill out a contact form on my website, mediumjenniferrose.com. And just fill out a contact form, and then I'll give you all the information from there. So yes, I do private readings. Thank you very much. I would be more than happy to help you with that. And where were we, Richard? Oh, Richard's telling me we are all done. So I want to thank you all for being here, and just thank you for being in this like beautiful, loving space. And just a reminder for yourself to take everything one day at a time. Life doesn't need to be rushed. Take in all the love, but let it marinate, let it work itself out, and just trust in the process. And also, I want to wish you happy holidays for you this week. We will not be here in the next 2 weeks. Rich is going to be on holiday, so I will see you all in. Oh no, we are back in 2 weeks. Oh, we are. Okay. So sorry, scratch that, everybody. We will see you all in 2 weeks. And thank you so much for coming to SPTV. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for being here, and the love. Hugs and kisses to all of you. Have a beautiful rest of your afternoon, evening, and a beautiful week ahead. Thank you. Bye, everybody.